So, you know, as a kid, scallops were probably one of my favorite things, and like seared scallops was always the dish that I ordered. I love them, and I think that it's so awesome that we're doing a seared scallop dish, and just brings me back to my childhood every time I taste it.
This is delicious.
That was it. That was my childhood. Seasonally, is it the season for this type of scallop?
When we get them in, we're getting them in just like this, ready to go right into that pan and get you that sear that you've been dreaming of since you were a little kid.
Yeah, dude, I love it. It's so good, man.
This dish that we're doing today is all about subtleties. You know, we're working with ginger, we're working with cream, flavors that people see as being very aggressive, but the idea is to sort of play with the subtlety of them.
And then the other thing that we have here is uni incorporated in this dish.
Yeah.
Some people don't even realize what uni is. I don't even know that I always do. I mean, I've seen it enough time. Right. And this is the innards, which is known as
This is the innards, yeah. So you flip it on the belly side, they have like the little mouth where they're eating from, then you cut around and you get a little spoon and you sort of bring it out. So we got this pan over here, and as soon as you see that beginning to sort of smoke a little bit.
So it's just a pan on heat, and you just added some oil to it.
And you hear that? Ooh, it's singing. That's that. It's just saying, I'm gonna get crispy for you.
How hot do you want to get it? By putting it on high and putting the pan on it and letting it get hot?
You're starting the pan high. I think one of the tricks that people like get mixed up in is using the right type of oil. You know, you want to go with an oil that can retain a lot of high heat. Like grapeseed oil is what we use here.
Grapeseed oil, okay. Well, grapeseed oil, so let's talk about wine. For me, you know, scallops and chardonnay are like just the ultimate pair. I love, love, love chardonnay. But Chablis, very far north, cool climate. Scallops for me is like a no-brainer with Chablis. Olivier Savary is the producer here, a young guy that's, I think, doing dynamite stuff in Chablis. Okay, so now what's going on with them there?
So here we go. We're just letting them relax. We're letting them get
because they change shape, right? They
do, because it's a muscle, so it tightens up. You put that heat on it, it's going to sort of tighten up, but the trick is not to like let it go too far.
Oh, beautiful.
And you see here, now we get that little little thing that reminds you of your childhood. No, so right around this point, we want to go in there and get some butter, because butter makes better. We're going to give it just a little kiss right on this side.
That's basting, right?
Yeah, we're basting it here. We're just going to sort of warm up this this side over here.
So that gets the heat on this side without having to flip it. You're able to cook the other side of it.
You see that butter beginning to brown a little bit. You can smell.
Yeah, it smells awesome,
smell that ocean and that butter and that nuttiness that's coming off of it.
For me, one of the most exciting places that's happening now and that's really elevating wines to the next level is Santa Barbara. And the mountains in the north and the south, which really keeps that weather in there. It keeps that cool air in there. And this is a wine called Sandhi, Raj Par, who's a great sommelier you've been in before. So what do you got going on there?
We're just actually grilling off the cabbage and get like little char on it.
So if you don't have a plancha at home, how are you going to do something like this?
You could do, I mean, most people have a cast iron skillet in their home, right? So, you know, instead of making pancakes, just drop some cabbage into there, dry, let it come up. As soon as you see it getting nice and dark, you're done. And so what we're gonna do is just take it here, a little mixing bowl with some mint, a little bit of salt.
Run me through if I was gonna attempt at this kind of a plating.
I think the most important thing is to make sure that everything shines, you know, that when you're putting together, nothing is too weighted down, that it still has its own sort of like life. And you want to give certain dishes a little bit of height. And use the sort of cabbage here as just to give you a little pedestal. And then you want to create layers, play around with things, give them a little angle.
If you couldn't have uni for this dish, is it okay without it?
It's delicious without it. This is one of those things, it's like the added luxury of having a restaurant and being able to do that. And you know, we do this uni in the restaurant just because, you know, it adds a little bit more to the guest.
What's the inspiration behind this dish?
The inspiration really comes to the sauce, which is made from heavy cream. You add your ginger, you add your vermouth. And the idea is, you know, people always associate ginger with being very aggressive and like forward and spicy and
always makes me nervous when I see it on a menu.
Exactly, but this is what we want to play is on the subtleties of it. It's why you sort of like cook out the ginger a little bit and you let it infuse with everything else. And this is where we go here, and this like here you have your cabbage, you have the char, and then you have this little ginger cream, which is just gonna sort of round it out.
Yeah, it's like that fourth dimension.
Exactly, so it brings it back to like, ooh, that's delicious.
That looks awesome, dude. Okay, so I guess the most important thing is eating it, right? I mean,
the moment of truth.
It's fun to talk about making it and it's fun cooking and all that, but I prefer the eating thing. You know what I mean, and the drinking thing. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
This looks beautiful.
I think that it's important to have everything like at different moments in time because that allows you to have a progression.
Yeah.
It's like this circle of like going back and forth. And
don't mind if I do. The wines are obviously very different. Like there's a stylistic difference between the wines, and I think they speak very much of the winemaker, that Chablis has all that like precision and minerality and focus, and I think it's a great counterbalance for the richness of the sauce, where the Sandhi has a little more depth. It still, for me, is bright and fresh, but it's a little more breadth to it. There's an amplification, almost an echo of that hint of ginger in the Sandhi, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
People get so nervous about the whole wine pairing thing, but there's no wrong answers. There's more right answers, but...
There's more right answers than wrong answers.
Thank you for making all of my scallop dreams come true. You brought me back to my childhood. Yeah, it looks done. It looks great.
More fat, obviously.
Of course, of course.
So we're gonna take just a little bit of butter.
Excellent.
We're just gonna